It's time for Recipe of the Day. Happy Ukrainian Christmas Eve. This is like my family's second Christmas. We always do another Christmas dinner on this day, but this one is for sure a meatless dinner. We do have fish, but we don't have any other kind of meat. But there's pierogies, cabbage rolls, this delicious mushroom gravy. It is really one of my favorite meals of the year, and I thought I'd celebrate it with you today by sharing a dip that would work perfectly as an appetizer for this meal. And this is a salmon dip. And what I love about this one is that it uses canned salmon, which means that I can make this almost any time. Like if I find out that people are coming over, I almost always have the ingredients for this, or I can improvise ingredients, and it comes together really well and easily, and it is delicious for sure. So what I love best about this dish is that it is all done in the food processor, so you don't even really have to chop very much at all, just a few green onions, and that's just because my food processor struggles a little bit with the green onions, so I put them in smaller pieces to make it easier. If yours is more powerful than mine, and I bet it is because mine's not very good, then you don't even have to chop the green onions either. Okay, let's dive into this dip. You're going to start by roughly chopping 4 green onions, and then you put those into a food processor along with 2 5-ounce cans of pink salmon. Now, I will say that if you want to make this even more delicious, you can use the red sockeye salmon. That has even more flavor and color, but regular pink salmon is going to work just fine. Just drain it first. You don't want the liquid from that can. And to drain it, I just usually press the can lid down onto the salmon and invert the can after using my can opener. Push down on that and invert the can and the liquid comes out. But you could put the cans into a colander and just shake the liquid off of them. If you use pouches of salmon, you don't have to drain those. They tend to be already drained. So that is an option as well. So it's 2 5-ounce cans of the salmon and then an 8-ounce package of cream cheese. It's going to be easiest if that cream cheese is softened, but not necessary because the food processor can handle it for sure. And then also a half cup of sour cream goes in there, a teaspoon of lemon juice, a half teaspoon of salt, and just a little dash of hot sauce like Tabasco, or a little bit of horseradish is really good in there too. So that goes into the food processor, and then you just whiz it up until it's smooth. Taste it, and then add a little more lemon juice, salt, and or hot sauce to taste, whatever seems right to you. I'll tell you, I always end up adding a little bit of one of these 3, but not always the same one. So I'm not exactly sure why that is, but maybe different cans of salmon have different saltinesses, different brands of cream cheese might have different saltiness, that kind of thing. So adjust as needed, and then use a spatula to scrape that into your dip bowl. Garnish with a little bit of chopped green onion if you'd like. Some fresh dill looks great on there too if you want that instead, and then surround it with some chips or toasts, and you've got a wonderful appetizer dip. I'm going to say one thing about this that you can do instead also. If you want more texture to this dip, what you can actually do is only puree half of the salmon. So the salmon from one of the cans in the mixture in the food processor. And then once that's done, flake in the salmon from the second can, stir that up and give that a taste. And you can then add a little bit more lemon juice, salt, and or hot sauce, but don't puree that in. If you add anything extra, just give it a good stir. And then your dip is going to have that little bit of flaky salmon going through it, as well as the salmon that was pureed to the mixture. See what I mean? Both are great options. I will put the link to this recipe in the show notes for this podcast episode, or you can head to cookthestory.com/ROTD and get it there, or find it in our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/recipeotd. And hey, just a quick note. I'm on a recording hiatus right now, so for the next little while, I'm replaying episodes from the archives, including this one. If you heard me mention a holiday, a season, or something going on in my life that seemed a bit off, that's why. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you're enjoying these older episodes. I am Christine Pittman from cookthestory.com, thecookful.com, cookfor2.us, and from this podcast, Recipe of the Day. I hope you have a great day. Let's get cooking.